against this Freightliner Cascadia versus the Tesla semi-truck. Let's break it down to see how they stack up. Now, performance and fuel efficiency. You might be thinking that the Tesla's got this one beat, but you definitely want to see the facts on both. The Freightliner Cascadia, while it's hard to pin down the exact mileage rating, drivers report an average of 7.5 to about 9.5 mpg. However, this does depend on the fact of what kind of cargo you're transporting, how big that cargo is, and what kind of driving habits you actually do have. Now, you do have a much bigger gas tank, about 160 gallons, and that means that you can travel anywhere from 1,200 to 1,500 miles. Now, for all my gearheads out there, you probably want to know the horsepower and the torque. Ranges anywhere from 370 to 525. And the torque is actually going to be up to 1,800 pounds. All right, so now let's go right into the Tesla Semi. How does that compete? The Tesla Semi consumes less than 2 kilowatt hours per mile. It is a lot more fuel efficient than any other truck out there simply because it's not pulling any gas. So there's 0 mpg when you really think about it. It can actually accelerate fully loaded from 0 to 60 miles an hour in guess 20 seconds. I mean, that's a fast truck. And again, for all my gearheads out there, how much horsepower are we talking about here? 1,020. So this definitely dwarfs the Freightliner Cascadia. However, one of the downsides there is, like we talked about, you can only travel up to 500 miles. Now that's 500 flat miles. When you start going up hills, downhill, super cold or anything like that, that 500 mile range actually starts to drop down a lot. And then after the 500 miles, or once you actually get close, you're going to have to recharge, and that's going to take at least 30 minutes to get to a full charge. Now, the one thing you do have to understand is not like a gas station where they're not all over the place. You're going to have to pre-plan your route. Okay, if I got to travel 2,000 miles as an example, my first 400 miles, I better start looking for where I can recharge so I don't get stuck on the side of the road, because that's going to be one expensive tow bill. Now, anytime you are charging, again, if it is 30 minutes, which is pretty impressive, it is going to start adding a lot of hours to the actual downtime that you're using, right? So as a truck driver, you are limited on how many hours you can work per day and how many hours you can drive. So taking all that stuff into account, the Tesla Semi might not be the best for long-haul drivers just as of yet. Which truck do you think is the best? Vote below.